Hey my loves, and welcome to today's video. It has been a little while since I've posted, and I really do apologize. Your girl was sick. I had a sinus infection that knocked me out cold for like a week and a half. I was struggling, and afterwards when I was able to start going back to work, start doing things again, it still had me like drained by like 4 p.m. So I really do apologize. I'm starting to feel better now. I'm still dealing with a little bit of sinus issues, but I'm getting there. So yeah, I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to post, especially after that last video. I really feel like I left you guys hanging there a little bit. My last video was about me just in this really weird state. I had seen two people from my past that were close to my mom, and I was just feeling really awkward because I didn't really want to talk to them about how I was doing. I was feeling a sense of guilt because I'm not really sure if I've done everything that I've needed to do to reconcile and just move forward with the relationship with my parents. And honestly, I really don't owe anyone any explanations, but for me personally, like, I really do respect people, especially like elders or people that were in my past. Like, I give everyone respect. So I didn't want to be confronted with that situation. So I was very much so speaking out of a place of fear. I had no solution to what I was gonna do in that video at the end. And guys, you guys met me with so much support and kindness. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. If you sent me an email or if you commented something really sweet, I saw it and it really did make my day. So in this video, we're gonna talk a little bit more about it. I'm gonna look through some comments to see if there are any questions that I should answer. I'm also gonna look through my email because I got a few emails in reference to that specific video. And I've been lacking, and I'm so sorry. I haven't gotten back to some people on my #AskD email, and I really do apologize. I'm gonna get to them very shortly, so thank you so much for your patience. Someone was messaging me on Instagram, so I saw your email. I'm gonna reply to it very soon. I'm gonna film a whole video replying to emails, and I've been getting quite a bit of emails, so I'm not sure if I will be able to include all of them in the videos, but I'll definitely try to reply to everyone. So yeah. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it. I do apologize, I'm gonna have to wear my glasses. Oh, I have a mic on too. Sorry if that bothered you. I'm trying out a new camera and mic. Your girl is upgrading for you guys, so I hope that it's, looking a little better, sounding a little better. We're gonna answer some emails, but I need to use my laptop and my glasses, so I do apologize if there's a glare and if that bothers you. Okay, so we're gonna get into the first email, and it is from my grandmother-in-law, and I thought it was so cute, and I was surprised in such a good way that she sent me a email. So we're gonna read it together, and she asked me some questions. So if you're feeling like you're in sort of a similar situation, then feel free to pause it and answer the questions along with me. So let's get into it. Deevaani. Making choices is a powerful gift God gave us, which biblically is known as free will. He wanted us to choose Him over all. When we make choices, we need to be accountable for our choices. One thing I believe is that before we make or act on our decision, we need to always look at the pros and cons. In other words, we need to count the costs before we take action, and if we are willing to pay the price. It's been 6 years since you made the decision to run away. Ask yourself these questions. So number one is, what and why did you feel the need to run? So there are like 3 main reasons I would say that I decided to run away. And the biggest one is that I was SA'd by someone who I was living with, and I felt very uncomfortable being in the same vicinity as them. And I don't really know if this is a thing, but you guys know fight or flight. I swear, guys, like from the time that I decided I'm gonna run away until I actually did, it was like this period of like a couple months, and I was in constant like flight mode, and I was sticking to my decision, and I was in my head so much, just thinking about this constantly and just trying to figure out what my life outside of this would be like. And obviously it ended up like completely different than I would have ever thought. I honestly don't know what I was thinking, and I praise God that he protected me and led me through that part of my life, because I just think it was insane what I did, and I don't even understand how I did what I did. I was running off of adrenaline that day, guys. So that was the main thing. I really just wanted to get away from the person that SA'd me. The next thing was my parents were super strict, so I wasn't able to make choices and do things, and I really just wanted to have a grasp on my life and be able to just make decisions. And the third thing was I would not have been able to stay with my boyfriend, and I really wanted to continue to date him, and I'm glad that I did continue to date him because we ended up getting married. So those are the main three reasons why I decided to run away. But top reason was definitely getting away from the person who SA'd me. Next question, number 2. What did you hope to gain? So I was hoping to gain a sense of peace, a sense of comfort, a sense of free will, so that I could able to just take control of my life. What did it cost you? It definitely cost me the relationship with my parents, and I'm still yet to reconcile 100% and get the relationship better than it was, because honestly, like, I would say that getting back to where we were is not really a place that I want to go back to. So that's definitely what it cost me, my relationship with my parents. Number 4, what did you gain? I gained a lot of things after leaving. I have such a beautiful home that we live in. I have my husband, my wonderful pets. I have great friends that are always there for me. I have a stable job and good coworkers. I became a Christian, so I really just feel like there was a lot of things that I gained after moving out, and the people that God had placed into my life to help me along the way was just incredible. Was it worth it? I definitely think that it was worth it to gain my sense of peace and just being comfortable, which was like my main goals. I don't think that anyone should have to be forced to be with someone that makes them uncomfortable, especially in that way. So I definitely think it was worth it. And the last question is, would you do it again? 100%. I definitely feel bad for the strain that it's put on the relationship with my parents, but everything that I've gained since has been wonderful, and the life that I live today has just made it all worth it. I hope that you guys answered the questions too. If you are going through something similar, I'm going to finish up the rest of the email now. In order to have peace in your decision, you need to be honest with yourself and give account. One thing is for certain, you cannot undo what is done, but with God's grace, you can move forward to your destiny with wisdom. If the fences are to be mended between you and your parents, it will be in time. My prayer for you: God, grant you knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I ask that He reveals to you your purpose, as well as grant you peace with your decisions so you can walk in confidence and boldness, to walk without fear when faced with adversity, to give you the strength to confront those who oppose you, and to bless you with His peace. Have peace, granddaughter, in knowing there are more for you than against you. Love you. After reading this email, I definitely feel calm. My head feels clear because I definitely think that I made the right decision, and just talking it through, thinking about it, I think can definitely help you. So I hope that this email helps you as much as it helped me, and thank you so much. Okay, so the next email is actually from someone who I watched their testimony like a year ago, and I ended up commenting on their video, and they ended up seeing my recent video. I don't know if they saw any of my other videos, but they saw that video and they wanted to tell me about their experience. So we're going to read through her story. I cut ties with my family and left home when I was 23 years old, and my husband and his siblings picked me up and took me to their estate, which is a 13-hour drive away. Wow. It was very hard for me at first, with feelings of panic, and every time I felt like I was doing better, I would get knocked down again and again. But nevertheless, I found myself getting stronger and closer to accepting God's will in my life. Let me tell you, my dad tried to file me as a missing person, and the police left a message on my husband's phone that I'm not a missing person, but they just wanted to know that I'm safe. So I responded back to them with a voicemail saying I'm safe. Multiple times I had emailed my dad and my siblings back and forth saying I'm okay, and I was telling them about God and sending prayers, but each time I realized how fake my dad was being. I'm going to pause right here. Wow. Wow. Like, you really just wanted to start a new life, and you went that far away. And I feel like I experienced something kind of similar where I didn't move like 13 hours away. I moved down the street, kind of, not really. But I moved not too far away, definitely in the same state and in the same county. So I was definitely like accessible to my parents, but I didn't want to tell them. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip. Did my candle go out? No, it didn't. Okay. We're definitely like giving fall vibes today, guys. Very cozy, comfy vibes. I really wanted space after I ran away, and that was just for me. And I can understand that it's probably going to freak my parents out that their only child just like left and they don't know why. So, yeah, I mentioned that I wrote my mom a letter and I told her everything, and I even wanted for her to finally have the life that she always wanted, because I always felt like a burden because she chose to be a stay-at-home mom kind of, and she didn't work that much so that she could be able to take care of me, and I'm so grateful and thankful for that. But I feel like I really held her back in life, and I mean, that's not my fault. Like, I don't know, I don't want to say anything wrong, but I feel like it's not my fault because I'm her child and, you know, she took care of me, but I still felt guilty for that. So I really wanted her to just take charge of her life. She always talked about going back to school, finishing school, and that she wasn't able to finish school because of me, or she had to do it slowly because of me. So I'm like, okay, you don't have to worry about me now. Take control of your life, finish school, get the job that you've been saying that you wanted, and I'm not holding you back anymore. So I definitely wanted to take space also from my parents. So I didn't tell them where I fled to, because I knew that they would try to like show up there and try to bring me back. But they were like being really worried and stuff. So I ended up telling them a little hint. They figured it out. They came. And then after that, like, I really just wanted to be left alone and just be able to like process and finally just like be by myself. And they didn't understand that. So yeah, they did. I think they did call the police as well, but the police couldn't do anything because I was 18 and I could legally leave. 18, the age of 18, just because like you're legal to do stuff at that age, we're still babies at that age. So I keep saying like it's crazy everything that happened, because now I'm 24 and I feel like I've definitely slowed down in life, and I just cannot fathom who that person was that was doing all that stuff. Not saying that I regret it, but I'm just like not the same person. So I definitely wanted space from my family as well, and they just didn't get it, and they were going to like extreme ways. And yeah, so moving on in the email, he didn't care for God, for my mental well-being. He just wanted me back because now he realized he didn't have power over me, and I could tell that's all he really wanted. I feel like the same way. I feel like our parents just kind of in a way just want to control us and just have us in arm's length so that they can just be able to puppeteer everything that's going on in our lives, which is kind of sad. And it's really definitely a generational curse that I have been seeing that's been going on in families from generations. So definitely can relate to that. I didn't feel safe living with him at home then. How would he even care about my safety when I'm somewhere else? But What it was that I think truly frightened him was that I was capable of making such a decision and standing firm with it. I think same. Because I was the good girl who got good grades. I was pretty active in my community of Guyanese Hindus. So I would sing, I would dance, I would do all this stuff that people would be like, wow, like she's such a good girl. So when I did that, guys, like everyone was shook. They would not believe that it was me that did this. I think still people are like, what? Like she did that? That's crazy. After all my life, he told me marriage was bad and he never wants me to move away. He didn't even let me get a job when I was feeling the motivation to save up. Didn't let me drive a car until 7 years after. 7 years after I got my driver's license, and that too I had to beg him. So I don't know, because this is interesting, right? I always think about, like, what if I would have stayed? What if I just would have stayed at home? What would my life have been like? And I was like, I was 18 when I moved out, right? So I could have gotten like my permit and my driver's license. Where I live, I think you can get your permit at like 15 and 8 months, if I'm not mistaken. And then you get your license at like 16, 17. So I mean, I could have gotten it if my parents were on top of it and they wanted me to. My parents did not want me to drive. And I don't know if my mom was joking. I would have been going to college like shortly after, right? So she literally said that I wasn't allowed to drive, that she would take me around my campus in college and just like drive me around. And I was like, whoa, like that was like another thing that was like, I'm getting older, like you should allow me to have the freedom to go to class and like be on campus and meet people and explore, and and not have my mom just be in the parking lot like waiting to drive me to the other building. So yeah, I don't know if she was being serious or what would have actually happened. But yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I wasn't allowed to have a job either. I had like a job with my dad at his store, kind of like I would help out and get some like allowance, I guess, pocket change. And then I did this like job with it was the same family friend that I saw at the grocery store, so they were like close to my family. So there was this one summer, I think I was like 17. It had to have been the summer before I moved out. I had a job at an office that these people had, like they ran, and I barely did anything because it was like the off season for them. I'm not going to say what they do because that's going to expose who it is with the people who know me. But yeah, that's crazy. I just put that together. So yeah, that's like the only job experiences that I had. Even after that, I wasn't allowed to move out, and then they were in the process of trying to find me a Hindu man to get married to. My younger sister was the favorite child, and she was allowed to get a job, drive after getting her license, and had a better relationship with my parents. That's crazy. I'm an only child, so I cannot relate to the sibling favory that is going on within families. But I definitely know that it's real. My dad called me weak all my life in an attempt to keep my self-esteem low and prevent my strength from growing. Wow, your dad seems so like, wow, manipulative and just not a good person. Made me feel, guys, it's the S word, S-ly, uncomfortable. I could relate. Was mentally abusive and didn't leave me alone and controlled my whole life. I feel like your dad is a combination of what my mom and my dad is. That's crazy. There I was at 23, a grown woman but trapped in a house that was more like a prison cell. And it felt like I had never made a decision for myself ever. And finally, when that girl, who all my family and relatives deemed as weak and foolish, decided to come to Christ and escape in the middle of the night, cutting ties with her family to follow Jesus, it shook them. How? How can a person like me do such a thing? Where does that strength come from? It probably perplexed them how they saw me as weak all my life. It was because I didn't get what everyone else got in the world each step of the way. They all thought it was because I didn't know how to speak up for myself and my sister did, that I easily give up or don't try or I'm not interested in doing things, but no one knew I was being so mistreated, abused, marginalized, and dismissed as if I didn't even matter, and despite speaking up, my parents only wanted to use what was in their power to just defeat me, just to prevent me from ever even holding the freedom of adulthood with a healthy confidence. You're putting it in the best way possible. And beyond that, they just pretended as if nothing ever happened and everything was just normal life experiences with setbacks here and there. Yeah, the gaslighting that this is normal is what's crazy. But God saw that their hearts had intentionally set the stage up for how my life would play out and how they would pretend like nothing's there. It was so wicked, and all this time I kept thinking what they were doing was an innocent mistake. Only now am I able to accept and understand that such wicked people do exist, and even though I've forgiven them, healing has been a process. My dad went to the cops another time. Wow. And so the police called to do a safety check once again. I was safe and they couldn't do anything. It still shook me up, and I emailed my dad telling him I'm okay and I forgive him. And he still refused to believe that he ever did anything wrong when parenting me, and that he loves all his kids equally, and that he just wants to give us a secure future and wanting to have a free life. At that point, I just understood that it was just going to be mentally bad for me to ever talk to him again or reconcile, despite so many people, even Christians, telling me that I should keep my hopes up to reconcile. Then God led me to these verses from Luke 9. I'm going to put the verses up on the screen so that you guys can read them. From that point onward, I understood that God called me out of his family to be his disciple and not to look back, because I'm seeking the kingdom of heaven, and that's just his personal will for me. Yes, he does have some people reconcile with their parents, but not everyone. My duty is to forgive them, heal, and take God as both my heavenly and earthly Father. In that, I am fulfilling the law and honoring my parents, and I don't feel the need to consider any man's opinion if they speak contrary to what God has shown me, what his personal will is for me. Amen. Those disciples whom he said follow him, what if someone came up and told them that they still need to have hope in reconciling with their parents one day? That wasn't God's will for them. Then why do people assume that it is automatically God's will for people like us? I share this with you because you said you felt guilty after seeing your family friends at the grocery store. Just know that just because the guilt was there doesn't necessarily mean that this is how you ought to feel about yourself in terms of your situation. God bless you, Deevaani, and I pray that the Lord continues to guard your heart and help you through all situations. I'm inspired by your YouTube channel and videos because I think that it is important for others to see, particularly those who feel stuck in an abusive or controlling family, those who want to leave but don't know if it's okay, and those who have left and just need some motivation, support, and encouragement. I have only one YouTube video of my testimony, and guys, it is an amazing video. It is such a good video. Like, the effort that she put into this video, it's like a presentation. Everything that she researched was just like phenomenal. Like, it had me shook. I was literally talking about this video with my husband and my cousin for like days because there was just so much that I just wanted to like share and talk about. So yeah, I do want to speak up and share what I shared with you in this email out in the open with my face showing, but I don't know why I don't feel quite comfortable with it yet, because it's scary and it is definitely bold, and sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? But I know that there's a greater purpose, and I know that what I'm sharing is helping at least someone. And I know that there are people that have gone through situations like I am going through or are currently going through them, and they just need to hear advice. They just need to see that someone else can relate to them. So I definitely hope that you are able to make videos, because I just think that they would be amazing. After reading this email, I know that the things that you have gone through will definitely help other people. But all I know is that me speaking up about my experience also can make a big difference in other people's lives, yes. And maybe even help them turn towards Christ if they haven't already, yes. I also don't really want my family finding my videos and watching them one day because I don't want to hear from them or see any comments from them. That was a big fear of mine too, but my video ended up getting circulated and like being sent around to like extended family, and I'm sure they were like talking about me in like a negative way. But one day I'm gonna have to let that go if the Lord wills me to speak up and encourage others. Sorry this was long, but it was an amazing email, so don't apologize for it being long. Thank you for letting me share these things. God bless you. Keep the videos up. Many people are being heard and seen because you read their experiences and respond, empathize, and relate. Aw, thank you so much for your wonderful email. I'm going to be praying for you, and I really do hope that you find the strength and the courage to start posting because, like I said, it's really going to help people, and it's also like an outlet for you to just pour out your heart. It's really healing for yourself as well. All right, we're going to go to the video and see if there are any comments that I need to answer in particular. Okay, so there's one comment that says, "It's so sad that your parents went off and moved so far away. It's almost like they're challenging you with the decision you made. Like, okay, you want to leave us? We'll leave you and move further." Very toxic. So, ever since I was like in elementary school, my parents have always wanted to move to the States, and it kept getting pushed back a little bit. So when I was in elementary school, they were like, yeah, definitely, you're going to be going to middle school in this state. And then when I got to middle school, it got pushed again. Yeah, you're definitely going to go to high school in this state. Then it got pushed again, and I was expecting that I would probably start college in the state I live in now and then transfer to the college that I was going to be in that state. So they have always wanted to live here, and they actually waited for me in hopes that I would come back home and regret my decision of leaving and run back to them. And they waited for like a good 2 years, maybe 3. And I was standing firm in my decision and I didn't go back. So I'm glad that they finally were able to move on and go to the place that they were really wanting to be at. They have Sorry guys, my mic died. It got disconnected. I didn't even realize. So you're going to notice that the audio level changes. But I was just saying that my parents have a lot of family that lives in the state that they moved to. So they have a lot of support. My grandparents live there, my uncles, my aunts. So they definitely are better off living there just to be around their family. So yeah. So definitely not because I moved away or anything. Maybe to some extent. But I'm just really happy that they're there now. So yeah. So here's another comment. No, my mic disconnected. I'm going to have to speak up, guys. Sorry. My mic died. So I'm sorry if the audio is different, but I'll try to speak up. So there's another comment. "I really appreciate it. I left 4 to 5 years ago and I'm struggling as well. I don't know why or how, but the negative feelings come back from time to time. I still have a hard time addressing my parents and my brother, which is why I'm looking for help in YouTube." So yes, and I feel like this is for like just trauma in general, because from time to time, even though like this happened when I was a literal child, I still have flashbacks from being SA'd, and I still struggle with communicating with my parents and reaching out to them. And even though it's been 6 years, like I still want space, and I feel like a part of that is not good because I should be able to confront the situation. And I'm not really sure if me wanting space is actually me hiding and running away from the problem. So still going through and analyzing that, but definitely there are good days and there are bad days. So I would say just continue to ask yourself the questions that we went through, and just continue to journal, talk to people about it that you trust. I really want to go to therapy so that I can like really break down and analyze certain things that have happened in my life. So even though I personally have never gone to therapy, I would say that maybe you should try that as well, or counseling or something. Alright guys, so I feel like this has been quite a long video. I am going to probably film a #AskD video like either tonight or tomorrow so that I can post that up real soon too. I really love you guys and I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Like, you guys support me so much, and I'm just really excited for this channel to continue to grow. Like, this is what I want to do, guys. Like, I want to make videos about these hard, tough topics that we are all experiencing. I want us to be able to get through them together. So yeah, I was actually thinking about doing another series about the struggles of an only child. So I'm gonna like get my thoughts together, take some notes down, and I think that's gonna be an upcoming video or series that I'm gonna start as well, because I have had my struggles with that as well, and I feel like if not you guys, maybe some other people can relate to that as well. So I'm just excited. I'm really excited to continue to expand this channel, and I just really love talking to you guys. All right. Make sure that you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm a little bit more active, like frequently on there, especially on like my stories and stuff. So make sure that you follow me there. Make sure you like this video and comment something, because that really helps to push my video out there into the algorithm, so that other people that need to hear what I'm saying about these topics can get the videos. So please make sure you like and comment. You can share it with your friends or anyone who you think would like this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Love you.